This video is sponsored by no one!
Good day everybody, I'm Peter and I'm going for a cycling trip to Australia, and I want to make this video about all the items that I will bring with me. Before I start, I want to make clear that this is a non-sponsored video. All the items that are shown here I bought with my own money, or I borrowed them from friends or family members. I always say that I cycle for my hobby, and there are three things that are very important for me enjoying a cycling trip. That is good weather, having a good rest, and eat very nice. What is important when you pack your bags is that you think of a few basic rules. The first rule is know where you have everything packed, and always pack it on the same place. The worst thing you want to do is when you're standing in the rain and you're looking for your raincoat because you don't know in which bag you did put it. The second thing is that you divide the weight equal. When you have the weight equally divided, it's easier to cycle. And the third thing is pack wisely. Don't pack things that you need often in the back roller backpacks, for example. Because they are very hard to reach and you have to unpack your whole bags before you reach the item. I have set up my bikes as the following. In my left front bag, this one, I have all my cooking equipment. The right one has all my electronics. The back left is this one, has the clothing. And the last one has my tent and sleeping system. The Rackpack that is above has items that I really prefer to have quick access to because it's very easy to open. First start with the first bag. This is the Ortlieb Rackpack. I have some items in that I normally do not have in here. Pack them out first. So this is what I'm wearing. Simple pair of socks, simple underwear, a merino wool shirt, and a long trouser. Well, it is at the moment a short trouser, but you can zip off the legs, which are done in this case. This is a remote control for the alarm of my bike. I have a lock on my bike. I have an extra lock with me, but it's not the best lock. Good locks are very heavy steel locks, 2-3 kilogram, that's where it starts. But it's also an additional weight that you have to carry. So what I did is I bring a very simple spiral lock with me. This will keep off the just passing by criminal that wants to take the bike, and I have a movement alarm on it, so when somebody touches the bike the alarm will set off. Maybe that will scare them off more. Another advantage of the alarm is when I'm camping in the forest and I'm sleeping, somebody may come by and try to pick up the bike and carry it away. This way the alarm goes off and I hope I will get awake. I probably will because it's pretty loud. And the other item that I will always have with me is this Garmin InReach. It's the InReach Mini 2 version. don't want to tell too much about it. You know how it works. If you don't know how it works, just look one of the 10,000 videos on YouTube. There are tons of people explaining. Talking about easy access, because this is the Rackpack. This is the bag that can open the easiest when I'm on the bike. So here I put the items that are needed to be easy accessed, and I put the items here that are very light, because the bag is positioned very high on the bike. You don't want to put too heavy items in there, because it makes the bike more unstable. I have here a bag with some loose items, a net for your head when there are too many mosquitoes. I have a very small power bank. This is a 10,000 milliampere hour. This is for the GoPro. This is a chest mount. This is my headlight. This is my camping light. I think lights are very good to have easy access to them, because when it's dark you can't search for them too well. Then I have a solar panel. It's an 18 watt solar panel. I will put it on the back, on the top of the bag. I have a hat. The advantage of this hat is it has an additional net on top of it, so you can put over your head. It's also against mosquitoes, and it will look like this. This is my sleeping bag. It's pretty massive. I did not compress it. You can compress it so you get about 2/3 of the size. This is the Vaude Sin Bag 500, I think. It's a synthetic sleeping bag because I'm allergic to down. And the last item is the best item. There's a YouTuber, I forgot his name, but I will put a link in the description, who has a very great video. You absolutely have to watch it. This is, and I will show you, also one of the items I bought specially for this trip. And this is a pack. It's a Helinox Zero high back version. I was really in a doubt whether I should buy a Helinox chair or a different brand. It doesn't care too much. The problem is they're pretty heavy, and I never liked the Helinox Zero, because it is not that heavy, but the back part is not too high. It really strings into my back and I don't feel comfortable. I wanted something high. And then you have, for example, the Sunset version, which is really high and it is comfortable, but it weighs almost 1.5 kilo. This one is 0.5 kilo. As you see, I did not attach the bag. I made a ground sheet. If you look on the internet, on YouTube, you can find very many people who have do-it-yourself ground sheet for Helinox, how to build them. And I use it also as a case to carry. This is the bag which has all the electronics in it. The reason why I put this bag on the right is because my bike has a stander, and the stander is on the left side. That means that when the stander is on the left side, your bike is slightly leaning to the left side when it's standing on the stander. That means that when your bike is going to fall, it will fall 9 out of 10 times on the left side. And if I put the electronic bags on my left side, I will have a big chance that the bike will fall all the electronics. By putting it on the right side, it is on the above side. So those are really things you need to consider. This is my camera. It is an old Canon D700D. It was my go-to camera. Currently I'm filming on the Canon R5. For all my friends and people that know me, no, I'm not going to bring the R5 with me to Australia. I know it is a pity, but when I'm bringing my R5, I also want to bring my telephoto lens, and that means that I will have an additional 5 kilo to carry, plus I need a separate bag for it. That's all I have, but the best camera is still the camera you have with you. Let's go to the next. The charger and the charger cable. This is my mouse. It's a mouse for my computer. It is a Lenovo Yoga. It's a 14-inch. I will use this one for editing my videos, editing my photos, staying in contact with my wife. There's a pen, a stift and a pencil in it. I got a little notebook, a small rucksack. This is an Osprey 18-liter backpack. It's very compressible. When I go for a day walk, when I go shopping, I will take this one. Because it's much easier to go with this one than with one of the bags which is loaded with stuff. This is a big charger. I can charge, it's belonging to my Anker power bank, but I can also charge my laptop with this one. And I have a small charger. It's also a fast charger, but means I have two chargers, and I'm not going to unpack all the cables. But I have three types of cables with me. I got normal USB to USB-C for my handy and for some other items. I got USB-C to USB-C because this is a USB-C connection. My laptop can charge by USB-C, but I also have some other items that can be charged by USB-C. And I got mini USB to normal USB. From each cable type I got two versions. I got a small version, a short version, and I got a long version that's about 2 meters long. The reason is that I don't know where exactly I can charge. Maybe at the McDonald's, but it is far away from the part where I can place my laptop. Or when I'm using the solar panel, you want to have the solar panel into direct sunlight, but you prefer not to have your power bank in the hot direct sunlight. So I can put the power bank further away, 2 meters at least, from my solar panel. Then I got this hardcase box, and this hardcase box contains a Western Digital, I think it was a 5 terabyte hard drive, port replicator for my Lenovo, 26,000 milliampere Anker, I guess it is. Yeah, it's the PowerCore 3 Elite. It's a 60-watt charger, and I can charge my laptop with this one. And I have the last bag, and that is the hard case, and this one really contains a lot of items. Not going to unpack them all. I have some power connections. This is an Australian connection to European, because we live there. Got another USB power bank, 25,000 milliamperes. A little Rode microphone, selfie stick. I got a table, tripod, my GoPro 8, charger, additional batteries, GoPro mount accessories, some wipes. Enough to make some nice videos, I hope. This next bag is left front bag, and I have my cooking items with it. Got a bunch of zip bags, some different things, elastic, gummies, straps, how are these items called? I don't know. I know Dutch they called knijper, but some metal bands. Got some bread strips. I use these to hang on my washes as well. So all different kinds in a plastic bag, which is very good sealable, so maybe I can put some food or spices in it as well. These are my reading glasses, my Leatherman first aid kit, my rain kit, Patagonia calcite rain jacket, big bottle of 50 plus sunscreen. This is one of the few sunscreens that I can use without getting some skin problems. 10-liter kitchen sink. It's just a bag, where I can put the dishes in, I can wash my clothes in, I can wash myself, at least my head a bit in. A cooking set. It's made from different components. This is a Trangria, and I got the bigger one from MSR, the Alpine set. This is the 2-liter version. I love to have a big cooking pot. I love to cook seriously. I really hate to buy those bags with freeze-dried whatever it is. You put hot water in it and you have a meal. That's not a meal for me. Something to grab the pans. Both. This is just a normal standard for my gas canister. This is the gas canister. I only put this one in for demonstration use. Don't bring gas canister on an airplane. I don't think they will like it. I will use this one always because it's more stable with a wider surface. Biodegradable soap, spices, salt, pepper, paprika, curry, sugar and garlic. My stove, MSR Pocket Rocket, a lighter, to spoon. I don't like to use the sporks, which are very popular. I think they suck because you have a spoon and a fork in one. But what if you need two things? You can't quickly switch it. Better use normal things. And I have specially bought that it will fit in a big storage bag. So if I cook rice in this, I can cook for 2 days. I can immediately eat half, and the other half I can put in here for the day after. A very small 400 milliliter cup. It's stainless steel. It has some measurement in it, so I can measure exactly how much I need. This is, let's put it out, my water filtering system. This is just a windscreen. I got a this is actually a pretty big one, but I like big cutting boards. A knife, and yes, I know I have a Leatherman too, but I don't want to cut my food with the same knife I just cut my tires with, something in the dirt, I don't know. This is my dirty knife, this is my food knife. So that's the difference. And I got a scissor. I know there are other scissors. This one has a scissor. Trust me, nothing is as good as having just a normal scissor. It doesn't have to be very big, but at least you can cut some normal things with it. And that's everything that is in this bag. We continue with the right back bag. I have some loose things in it. These are some corona masks we need in this way. This is normally the tent sleeping bag, but on top I have some tools that I will not use very regularly. This is a roll of Speed Hub oil change set. I think there is a chance that while transporting the bike into the plane, the pressure difference can make the oil sweat out of the hub. Anyway, the total trip, if I do everything, it will be about 5,500 kilometers. I changed the oil about 1,500 kilometers ago. It was somewhere in April this year. So it should be changed anyway. Just a piece of old t-shirt, a cotton cloth to clean some things up, some long tie wraps, a bungee cord, 2 spare inner tubes, a turbomorph from Topeak. This is one of the items that I need. It's a challenge, and it is to lay an outer tube on the rim again. My bike has very high tight rims, and I simply don't have enough force in my fingers to put it on with my hands. The tents. This is my tent. This is the Nature Hike Star River number 2-person tent. This is a Chinese clone of, I think, the Big Agnes. I think a tent is always a compromise. My ideal tent would be probably a tent that has the quality of a Hilleberg, has the setup of the copper spur from Big Agnes, and has the price of a cheap Chinese ripoff. The tent simply doesn't exist, so you have to make a compromise on it. I chose this tent, and I will give some reasons why I choose this tent, but I just sit the other way around. The reason that I bought this tent is I have a very good tent. It's a Carl Dänisch. I think it's a Arctus or Arctic. I gotta look it up. 2-person. It's a tunnel tent, and for this trip to Australia I have some different demands. The first thing is I want a tent that is self-supporting, and the tunnel tents are not self-supporting because I don't know how the ground will be. If I can put stakes in the ground very easy or not. So I want a self-supporting tent. I also want a tent where you sleep in horizontal and not vertical. The reason is I have a vertical tent and I have some difficulties getting into and out that tent. I think where you sleep like the American tents, it's way easier to get in and out. I choose a 2-person tent because I want to put my bags inside the tent. I don't want to be surprised by snakes, scorpions, spiders. I don't know what animals can crawl around. So I can leave my stuff open, put everything in my tent, and comfortably have some space for myself as well. Ground sheet. I always use ground sheets. I know a lot of people don't. I think it will save your tent a lot, and doesn't weigh too much. I think this was 250 gram or something. It's fitting on it. With the ground sheet I can also put only the outer tent up. So I really don't see why people not want to bring it. Stakes. I got 2 different stakes. The stakes that were coming with this tent are actually very small, and are the red ones. I bought some blue ones which are actually a bit longer, and 2 big red ones. Got some extra lines to hold the tent, and from my other tent I got here a spare tube, so if one of my tent poles breaks or really bent very bad, I can put this one over it and repair it. And I got 2 very thick lines. These are additional. I can also use them as washing lines. I don't have a separate washing line thing you can buy. So, spokes. And then I got the C2 Summit Comfort Plus insulated sleeping mat. This is heavy, it's big, it's 1 kilo, you can see the size, but I love it. And the reason why I have this sleeping pad, I also bought it new. Normally I'm always using self-inflating sleeping pads, but I go in summer camping here in Europe, and summer in Europe is something different than spring in Australia. And everybody associates Australia with big heat, and I'm pretty sure I will get some temperatures 35-40 degrees like it is here today. However, I will go to Tasmania, which is pretty far south. I will go to the Australian Alps and cycle through it, and I will definitely meet freezing temperatures. So that's why I wanted a good insulated sleeping pad with a high R value. I think this one has an R value of 4.5 or something, or maybe even 5. I'm not quite sure. But why the Comfort Plus? The Comfort Plus has another advantage. the Comfort Plus you can inflate on two sides. I will not show now. You can look it on the internet, or you can look my later videos. But this one you can inflate on two sides, which means that if it has a hole in it, if I got a puncture at night, I still have half of the sleeping volume of it. It means I can continue sleep. I once slept on a sleeping bag which was having a little puncture, and it would held up for about 2 hours, and trust me, you don't have a very good night when after every 2 hours you have to repump your mattress because you can't sleep on the ground. Love it. A little side note, Sea to Summit, you got other brands, you got Expert. The problem with Expert is they had in the past very big delamination issues, and they have the down inside, and like I told you before, I'm allergic to down. That's why I have a synthetic sleeping bag. That's the reason why I don't have Expert. The reason why I don't have Thermarest is because I hate Thermarest for the fact that it's really, it's like sleeping on a chips bag. They are light, absolutely, and I absolutely believe that the R values are perfect, but I really can't sleep on them. My last item, and that is a hammer. A hammer to put in the spokes, a shovel to dig some holes. If you got to poop somewhere, always dig holes, never leave your poop somewhere lying around. And the last part, seam grip, and it was falling out here. I got here the standard repair kit, but I also have the seam kit there as well. And the last bag is the bag with my clothes. And toiletries. And I'm not going to show everything, but I will put a list online of what I have exactly with it. Pair of Crocs. This is a cotton liner. This is a very old one, but I will use it in combination with my synthetic sleeping bag when the temperature is really going to be below zero. Also when it's very warm, I can sleep only in this one. Then I have a whole bag of medication. Not going to show what kind of medication I will bring with me. I have a lot of medication. I have some medical issues. There's nothing to worry about while cycling, but I need the original packages because I have a doctor declaration why I need to do that. You need that for entering Australia, the border. Got some toothpaste, got some disinfection, got some other things, but just a general thing everybody would take. I have 3 bags with clothing, starting with this little one. It's a small towel. Got 3 clothing bags, the biggest one, the medium one, and the smallest one. It's very simple. This is underwear. The second bag, this bag contains my cold system. This means everything what is in here I will use when the temperatures are low. A pair of gloves, a pair of thick merino wool, an additional buff. I got here a beanie, I got an icebreaker long pair of underwear, and I got a fleece jacket. This one is from Decathlon with a hoodie. Then my last bag, which contains my normal clothes. I have 1 normal cotton t-shirt. I got 3 cycling trousers. I got 1 XL merino wool t-shirt, another one. I have a BT Win Decathlon long arm merino wool windstopper. I have a synthetic Under Armour long sleeve shirt. I got a merino wool long sleeve shirt with me, a swimming trouser, and I got an additional pair of long trousers which can also be zipped off. I like zip trousers because you can use them as long trousers, you can use them as short trousers. So that's the bag with the clothing. Another thing about my bags is, as you can see, I have open bags, which has kind of a mesh material. The advantage of using such bags is that you can see what's actually in it. Well, you can't see exactly what's under in the middle, but you can see what kind of it is, better than if you put your clothes in such a bag. And the second thing is that when it's not that fresh anymore and it's a bit smelly, it has the area to breathe. If you put dirty stuff into a waterproof bag, the smell can't get out, and all your clothes are starting to smell like the most dirty one you have in that bag. So, some things you can consider. So the last bag we have to do is my saddlebag. This is the bag that contains my tools for repairing everything. 2 pair of brake pads, piece of duct tape, a little bag with paper clips, some synthetic ropes, other things, a bag of spare screws and bolts and other things that can be handy to repair your bike. 3 plastic silicone hand gloves for when you work on your bike, you don't want to get dirty hands. Actually, here I have some spare chain parts. There are 4 corners, there are chain quick connectors, which you can use when one chain connector is broken. But I also have in the middle a piece of 5 double slots of chain. These are actually the original chains that belong to my bike, in case something is broken. Doesn't weigh much, doesn't use too much space, so use them. In this little bag I have all my repair stuff, extra patches, glue, 2 bottles of glue, some sandpaper, got some additional screws, got a valve in it, got some more screws. Yeah, it's very handy to have. I wonder how many flat tires I will get. Actually, I have the bike since 2014, 13 maybe, I don't know. I had till now I had 2 flat tires. So, we'll be surprised, but always bring this. If you don't bring it, you're certain to get a tire. Piece of double-sided thing. I bring 5 extra spokes for my front wheel and 5 extra spokes for my back wheel. It's not packed yet, I have them at home. 3 tire levers, tie wraps, toe peak, special bit collection, and a chain tool. This is it has styropor balls in it and it's open, so you can locate where the hole is in the tire if you don't have a big bag of water. If the hole is big enough, you can hear it with your ear, but sometimes the hole is so small that you hardly see it. If you put this over it, the balls will start going up because the balls are very light. It's a great tool to have. And I have an additional multi-tool which has some functions that my Leatherman does not have, and sometimes you need 2 of those to unscrew something. And this is the key to change the tension of my Brooks saddle. People who have a Brooks saddle recognize this one. That was everything I will bring with me. I want to lay it out, but I'm not going to do it here in the forest because it's not flat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Bye bye.